Hello, welcome back to Temperance in the Tide. This is Temperance. Today we're going to be doing a spread reading on you versus your person, blockages, advice, and outcomes. Okay, so as I am cutting the cards, I want you to be thinking about the person that you have in mind. All right, so Spirit, what information can you give us about the viewers person? We are looking for the relationship. What is the energy in this relationship, Spirit? All right, Spirit, what is the... Okay, we have the Strength card in reverse. All right, we'll move this over here. All right, can you see this? Let me see if you can see this. I don't know if you can see this. There we go. We need to move this. Okay, hopefully that gives us a little bit more room. All right, so we've got the Strength card reversed in position 1, Spirit, about the person on the viewer's mind. Tell me about the person on the viewer's mind, their energies, the energy of the person. All right, so we have is that a 7? We've got the 7 of Cups in reverse. All right, Spirit. What about the person's energies? Ooh. I'll take 1. All right, we have the 8 of Swords. All right. Spirit. Tell me about the obstacles. Spirit, what kind of obstacles in this relationship for the viewer? For the person they have in their mind. Ooh, there we go. In reverse, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this person could be focused on work right now. Let's see. All right, Spirit. What is the best course of action? Let's see, Spirit. What is the best course of action? All right. The High Priestess in reverse. Okay. All right, Spirit. What is the outcome for this relationship for the viewer? What is the outcome? Ooh. Spirit, what is the outcome of the situation for our viewer? Nope. Ooh. It was too many. Hold on. All right, Spirit. What is the outcome? Spirit, what is the outcome for the situation for the person on the viewer's mind? Oh. Take the first one that came out. That is the Queen of Pentacles. And I actually feel like this one is supposed to be in reverse, honestly, because I feel like it was more of a reverse position. I need more room here. I'm going to have to fix my layout situation. I'm not at home right now, so things are a little different than they normally would be. So, all right. And then finally, what is their person's message to the viewer? What is their person's message to the viewer? And we have the 4 of Wands in reverse. All right. All right, I'm going to have to scrunch these together quite a bit in order to even get them on the table. And I do apologize about any glare here. But... all right, let's take a look. Okay, so looking at the state of the relationship here, we've got the Strength card in reverse, which means that, I mean, that's not good for this relationship, clearly. And I'm going to be an honest reader. I can't lie to you about what you're going to see in the cards here. So with the Strength card in reverse, I'm seeing a lot of conflict, weakness, insecurities in this relationship, imbalance So this, and I'm seeing this infinity symbol, which is really kind of making me see the Two of Pentacles in my mind. So I feel like there's a lot of imbalance in this relationship. However, we come to your perspective, and you've got the Seven of Cups in reverse, and you're actually coming to a state of clarity on this situation right now, which is good because you're opening your eyes to what's going on, and that way you can deal with things and handle things the way that you need to, looking at it through a lens of truth. Your person's perspective is, I'm sorry to say, that they actually feel quite trapped. They have self-limiting beliefs. This could be that your person perhaps feels like they may just be very insecure, or they may not feel like they're good enough for you. And that might be where some of the challenges arise here. But there is very much a runner kind of energy I am picking up on the overall spread, where your person is feeling a bit trapped and stuck in this situation. And that's based on the overall spread, not just this card. But when we come to the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, this is the card in the position of the obstacles that you have. And this is really about stubbornness, can be workaholism. It could be that you are with somebody who constantly focuses on their work. They have no work-life balance at all. They're not giving you the attention that you need. But really, there's a lot of stubbornness, and things are quite rocky between the two of you, which makes sense because you're here, trying to get some information on a read of what's going on in your relationship. The next position that we're taking a look at is your best course of action. And with the High Priestess in reverse, Spirit is really advising you to go within and find your own inner strength and clarity, which you're already starting to do. But that is the direction that Spirit is guiding you towards, is the best choice of action, or best course of action for you at this point, is to go inside yourself and find your own strength to deal with this situation with clarity. Okay, so you do have the power to do that. And if you are in a situation with as much chaos and instability as what I'm seeing here, unfortunately, you deserve better. We all strive to be the Divine Empress, and the Divine Empress does not beg for attention. We do not beg, we do not bow, we do not chase. We wait for people to come to us, to treat us correctly. So if you are not getting that kind of treatment, if someone is running, you're not chasing them. Okay, so that is the best course of action for you and this relationship in general, honestly. The next position we're looking at is going to be the outcome. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this is a lot of instability. This can be a lot of feeling neglected, feeling overwhelmed, like it has just become too much at this point. And it is time for you to take the rose-colored glasses off, if you still have them on, which it seems like you're starting to see things clearly. But this is not a stable situation. This is not something where the flower blooms. Okay, this is where it withers. And their message to you is actually the Four of Wands in reverse. And that indicates a general lack of harmony, like conflict. This relationship is not going to work, at least not the way that it is now. What is happening, the dynamic that there exists right now, is not going to be successful. You can stay in it as long as you want to. I personally wouldn't waste my time. I mean, I'm just going to say that, and I'm sure that I will get lots of hate for having said that, but your time is valuable, and you deserve better than someone who is unsure, who is basically not wanting to commit to you and feels trapped and just doesn't know how to get out of it. Honestly, this is tumultuous, this entire relationship. So truly, what I want to do is I want to get some advice for you from Spirit on how you can gather your strength and move forward from this situation. So let me grab a deck for that. One sec. All right. Okay, Spirit, what advice do you have for the viewer on how to deal with this relationship and going forward? What advice do you have for the viewer? All right, Spirit, what advice do you have for the viewer? Oop, flew right off the table. 1 second, let's get it. Abundance. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. There is no need for you to be stuck in this situation with someone who is not worthy of your love. Because if someone wants you, think about it like this, okay? If you are interested in somebody, you will make time for them. Like they call you and they're like, wanting to talk in the middle of the night, and you got to get up early at 6 o'clock in the morning. You're so excited to talk to them. You'll talk to them until probably like 2 or 3 because you just love spending time with them, right? Somebody that you're with should be that excited about you. And that's what you need to manifest, is someone who makes you feel the way that you would feel about somebody you're excited about, you know? Yeah, all right. Let's get some more advice from Spirit here. All right, Spirit, what advice? What other advice? Okay, we've got perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. All right, yep. Spirit, that makes me think of the wounded warrior. Actually, which also, I actually think that you are, I'm picking up a vibe of, you have a deep connection with spirituality is what I am picking up on, actually, because of this clarity and the High Priestess in reverse specifically. And then this gives me the feelings of a wounded warrior. And my wounded warriors are usually always people who I believe are healers, or at least very spiritually linked. So anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that I believe that you are a powerful manifester. The people watching this video, you do have this ability to manifest, to heal, to help, to manifest whatever it is, whatever you desire in this physical reality, and to persevere. And I think that you actually have the ability to heal, but I'm not going to get all into that right now. This is advice for you. But all right, Spirit, what other advice? One more card here, and then we're going to pull from the other deck. Spirit, what advice do you have for the viewer? Honesty. And I think you're already getting there. I can't always expect the truth from others. See, this is coward. This is a coward who feels stuck, right? They've got insecurities all over the place, and I think instead of dealing with it, they're avoiding it. And they're not just saying, look, this doesn't work for me. This is not where I want to be. And they should be, you know? And honestly, if you're not happy, you should be saying you're not happy. And maybe you have been. You probably have been saying that to this person. But I don't know if I read the full message. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And that is where this clarity is coming through, okay? And you have the ability, you know, You already knew all of this before you started watching this reading. You knew all of this. You're looking for confirmation. Or maybe there's a part of you that is hoping that you're wrong, but you're not. Okay? So you need to trust in your intuition and start listening to that, because you definitely have a spiritual connection. There's one other deck that I do want to see if I can get some advice for you on from Spirit. All right, Spirit. Can we get just a little bit more advice for the viewer on this, on what they should do from here? Spirit, what other advice can you provide? All right, Spirit. What other advice can you... Whoa, okay, that was really weird. Let's see. Restful and repose. Let yourself observe with no judgment to see clearly. Thoughtful in action. Take a step back. Think about it like it was happening to somebody else. I tell people this a lot, actually, my friends this. If you aren't sure what you should do in a situation, what you need to do is write it down on a piece of paper. What is happening, right? Write it down as though it were someone else, okay? So you're going to write down, pick a name like Mary. All right, so Mary is dating this guy, and he did this and this and this, and he hasn't called her in so many days, and she told him X, Y, and Z, et cetera, et cetera. And I want you to take that letter, and I want you to fold it up, and I want you to put it away. And at least 1, if not 2 to 3 days later, you need to wait, because you have to give yourself perspective. Come back, and I want you to read that letter again. And when you do, I want you to read it as though you are looking at someone else's situation. And then you tell yourself, what would you tell that person to do? And that's what you need to be doing. Okay. And it's so easy for us to see what other people should do, but when it's happening to us, we can't see it. And that's why that exercise is so important, because a lot of times our egos get in the way, our insecurities get in the way, our hopes, our fears. We don't want to be alone. We're afraid of being alone. All those things can come into the mix depending on your past, your history, your traumas. There are a lot of things that can come into play. You can't see the forest for the trees, and you need to be able to take that step back. So I highly advise you to do that if you are struggling at any point with being able to look at things objectively. I don't think you are, again, because you are so spiritual and you are starting to see things clearly already, but I like that advice, and I want to share it with the collective in case it's helpful for anybody. All right, one more, Spirit. Can we get one more piece of advice for the viewer? Spirit, one more piece of advice. That's too many. Spirit, can I please get one more piece of advice for the viewer? Spirit, one more piece of advice for the viewer on how to move forward. Ooh, wow. All right. It gave me 2, but I feel like I have to take them. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. All right, so we have Dancing Specters. Release what holds you back to break on through. Let go of mistakes. That is challenging. That is a very difficult. Not just the release what holds you back to break on through, but letting go of the mistakes. Don't stay, because, well, it's like I don't know what you call it, but it's some type of, there's a phrase for it. I don't know what it's called. But basically, you've invested so much in it. You feel like, well, if I walk away now, I've wasted all this time. Don't waste another second. Do not waste one more freaking second on this person. Okay? It's cut, and go. All right. You don't get the time back if you waste more on it. It's not going to change what the situation is. It's just not. And you know that. In your heart, you know that. Okay. You know that. All right. And then the other piece of advice is embrace your light and dark side, for both are needed. Deep revelations. I feel like this is Spirit talking about shadow work for you. So I believe that what you're going to want to do is you're going to be focusing inward, both on the positivity of the light, the good things that you bring to every situation. Analyze the relationship, analyze who you are, where you are in life, and what you're doing. And also be willing to face your shadows and do a little shadow work so that you can grow into the best possible version of yourself. Because you are only going to attract the best possible match for you when you are the best possible version of yourself. Okay? Because the way that we feel about ourselves is it directly impacts the kind of energy we draw in from other people. So I strongly suggest that you do shadow work here. All right. So that is going to be your reading for today. Again, this is Temperance with Temperance and the Tide signing off. I really want to thank you so much for watching the video today. Please, if you have a second, like the video if this was helpful for you in any way. I would love to hear your comments about what is happening in this particular situation, particularly with your person. I mean, not to be nosy, but I'm being nosy. And I would really love to hear how you are embracing your divine feminine as you move forward. So comment, like, subscribe would be if you want, but I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. All right. Have a good one.